welcome, welcome. I am doing a relax and paint today, and I have a little wood surface, but I thought this is a plaid surface. But I thought, which is the paint company, sorry, that doesn't make any sense. I thought I would use this round surface, but at Walmart or some of the other stores, Hobby Lobby, whatever, they have planks of wood that I thought would be fun, or you could put this on a canvas. Wood kind of gives you a little bit of distress, which would be kind of fun. All right, so the first thing I'm going to use on this raw wood is patina. All right, so we're using folk art multi-surface and my regular one-stroke brushes, and I have lots of fun little tips and tricks I'm going to show you today. All right, so let's turn the camera down and let's get started. I'm going to put patina out on my plate, and I'm going to use my painter's sponge. All right. And I'm going to, you can scrape on wood or whatever with our scrapers or a charge card or whatever. But what I'm going to do is kind of with a dry sponge, I'm going to add some white in here too. I think it needs, oops, that white's not open. All right, good morning, or I'm not sure what time you're watching this, but we put it up really early for you guys. I want you to see that I'm going to go back and forth across, all right, and let little bit distress. All right, so we're going all but one way first. All right, and you notice no water, right? Like I said, this is good too if you're doing a beachy look, right? I do like to make sure that I get it out of the crack if it's going to be a skinny crack like that. Usually if it's a bigger crack, you don't notice it. All right. And so this takes the patina, so it's not super dark because of the light pink we're going to use. It'll be nice. We want it to show, but we don't have to have a solid dark patina. All right. So, and you could just act like we're scraping a little bit with the sponge though. Okay, just a little bit distressed. All right, so I'm going to fold my sponge in half and put it in my cubby so it doesn't dry out while we're working. All right, and then I'd like to take, let's put that color to the side. I'd like to take and distress this with either a little bit of brown or a little bit of licorice. All right, so and I'm gonna dry this so I can sand it a little bit and do that. Okay, so let's use our blow dryer. Okay, just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sand a little bit. This is a sanding sponge, and um, you can use sandpaper too, but I'm just going to press the edges a little bit. All right, and I can take and just wipe off this, but I don't want it all over us. There we go. Okay, just wipe it off gently. Make sure my hook's going the right way. Okay, so you can use a black licorice or a burnt umber because I like to come in here just a little bit and distress some of this. Okay, so let's see what it looks like with licorice. That might be good. Just to give us a little bit of, I want to kind of keep it straight. I curved that a little bit. Let's bring it up a little bit more. Okay, with a dry brush. Okay, and You can do chippy around the edges too. You can take a wood and chip it around the edges. We've done that before too. And our conventions and all. And you could also do that afterwards. Oh, I wouldn't put it down here because I'm going to do my pumpkin down there. So just ignore that. Okay. All right. There we go. Now I'm going to use these colors. I've got a sap green here. Oops. Did I mean to do that? No. All right. So we've got baby pink. I'm gonna have a touch of magenta there, but baby pink and white, excuse me, is going to be my pumpkin. All right, so you can take a pencil if you want to and get the shape in here. So I'm going to come, yeah, let's go here. I kind of like put my hand in the middle and make a half circle this way, and right here in the middle and make a half circle this way. Right. And then right in here, I'm gonna put some flowers. So I think I might take it down a little bit more because of the size of wood I have. Okay. Let's bring it over a little bit more. Okay, let's see what that looks like. All right. So I'm gonna take pink, this baby pink, and I'm gonna bring it all the way over here. All right. And then all the way over here. My class wants to do this and in Florida here, my campers class. So I thought we have large planks that are rectangle instead of round, but I like this round one that I happen to have. There we go. All right, so the easiest way is to do that first, okay? Now, then what we're going to do, ouch, needed that flat because I'm at an angle, I didn't realize it. All right, then we're going to take and come in here and drag some white in here while it's wet. Okay. And you're going to do the shape of the pumpkin where they curve. Okay. You can put some of this after we divide the sections, but this is just going to give you a little bit of an idea there. Now I am going to uh, use my heat gun and blow that a little bit. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I might go ahead and keep doing the black for the accent. So we are gonna come right in here. It's gonna have some leaves and all up here. See how I clean that paint out? Most of the plaques are a little bit more of a groove. Right. I put a heavy amount of white on there. Okay, that's pretty good. So what I want to do is I want to, oh, let's get some floating medium. Let's put floating medium out and let's get the 16 because it's not so big. All right. So I'm going to get 16 here and I'm going to come in the bottom here first because what's nice is that if we bring the segments up here, you'll see that a little bit. A little bit out here. All right, so that's going to help me. Let's get the medium and let's get some more licorice. All right. So I might turn it this way since I chose to get that down there like that. And I'm going to just not make it exact. All right. Kind of really lightly. Right, so we're just putting a few of these accents in here. Okay. Now, some of this is going, you can take the pink and come right in there. I did not mean to put that black in there, so just kind of wipe that out because the pink's pretty dry by now. Okay, so I can add some more white in here. There you go. All right, so we're just going to get a little bit of a rustic look. Okay. Now, let's put some green in here. I thought I already put my green. Oh, I did. All right, so what we're going to do is let's take some pink and some green with some white. All right, so I'm going to come across here. I'm going to keep getting green. All right, and a little bit up here. So I like the pink with the green. All right, so pink, white, and work in the sap. All right, so I'm going to show you a little bit how I do that. I'm coming down, and then as I come back, I push down, and stand up. And it just gives you different shapes on the leaves. All right. All right. I'm going to come up here. All right. I've been putting a lot of black into my paintings like recently because it's kind of like a trend right now. Um, if you saw the pumpkins and the other things that I did, um, where I did a lot, oh, the wreath, they all had some black in them, which is good for Halloween, but some of the wreath is kind of Christmassy. So just have fun when you're doing it. And like I said, use brown if you don't like black. Okay. So I got some little twigs going here and there. All right, so is that looking pretty simple so far? Now, I do want you to see that I can come in here with floating medium and I can use pink and a little bit of magenta and change this up a little bit. Can you see that? Just a little bit of magenta. And it's okay if it gets a little bit of that licorice in it. So floating medium with magenta. Okay. So I'm side loading the magenta. Okay. All right. So I can come underneath this one on the back side. And it gives you the shading in between the segments. So see how that gives you depth? So I'm just doing that. I'm holding on the outside edge on this side. And because of how the light's hitting it, it might be on the inside edge of the other side. All right, so that gives it a little bit more of a moody look. All right, and you don't have to be so perfect. All right, so I can come in here and add a little bit of shading. All right. You know how I tell you to put some of that in the background? Sometimes that helps. All right, so, and then when we put flowers on it, they stand out more. You know how I put the sap here? Usually we're going to put some licorice. There we go. All right. And so I'm going to heat that up because I'm going to put some lighter flowers on it. This is my heat gun. They're right on my website, onestore.com. Though a heat gun is a little intense, but this heat pen is easier for you to control, and it works good on my glass. All right. So I'm going to put a couple of blossoms here, like roses, but the rose I did the other day that everybody loved it's got a darker here and a darker over here. And then I come in there with the pinks and I did color shift, but I think I'm going to come in here. I'm on the chisel now. Chisel, chisel, chisel. See, I'm going to come around and do like this simple little rose thing here. All right, so it's kind of fun. And then I'm going to come on this side and maybe make this one a little bit smaller. All right, so that'll work. I'm going to put some little pink and white flowers all around. Okay, now you could come and use, if you have it, this is pink flash, and it's a color shift. Okay. See how the color shift color looks. All right. Now what I can do, let's take off the pink all off my brush. I can come in here with this and just do some really nice shimmers that come into here. And you have to put this on afterwards. It's kind of like the neon and the metallic. You have to put these on afterwards. You can't double load them for per se. But when it's all done, it's kind of yummy. I've been using that word a lot lately, yummy. All right, so I can also put a little bit of color shift in here. See how it has a really nice color over the black. But I can put a little bit here and there. All right. Ah, I want to add some white back on that. I don't know if I'm going to like that a whole bunch on the pumpkin part. We'll see. That's okay. He just looks a little bit rustic, which is fine. But I do like it up there. All right, so we're going to use now our 10 flat. And what we're going to do is we're going to come here and just pick up, we got floating medium, and we're going to side stroke white. All right, so we're going to come all in here. You can use a little bit smaller brush if you're better with an 8 or a 6, but I like to move quicker. So I'm just dipping my corner into here and okay, all the way around. Okay, so watch this. I'm pushing the white, push, push. So I'm only worried about out here. Okay, the tips outside. All right, so I can come up with a few along here. And now it's picked up a little bit of pink on the way. All right, and same thing over here. Oh, let's just dip the corner. And we're gonna push, 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 push. Okay, and then all right, then we're gonna put these out here. Just white. And then I can put a few pink ones out here if I want to. I don't know, that white looks pretty nice. All right. So just the tip. I dip just the corner and I'm pushing, pushing, pushing just a little bit of white. Push, 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 push. So I'm pushing it out. Like if I touch here, I push the corner out, push the corner out. And so right in here, I like little dogwood pieces. I think that's kind of fun. All right, so I can come in here with my script liner. Where's my liner? There. And I can bring a few more of these. Okay. And it could be licorice. if you wanted to instead of the green. Are y'all liking this? I think it's pretty simple, but it's just kind of fun. All right, so a couple little things I'll do is I'll put a little highlight in here by tapping and a little bit in here, a little bit. And I'm going to put a touch of yellow. This is Daybreak, uh, but I might want a little bit of yellow daffodil. Okay. Okay, so I put a little bit of yellow in there too. This is daffodil yellow. All right, so I can also come around and just dot all those centers with not a perfect dot because if we use the handle of the brush, it'd be kind of perfect. And these are really kind of abstract, right? Nothing's like exact. We're just playing around, having a good time, right? So then the other thing I could do is I could come in here with this daybreak and green, and I can do little leaves. Depends on how much you want to put in here. You could stop it right now without adding the leaves, but I just want you to see that this is a 2 flat, and I mix the daybreak with sap to give you this lighter little leaf, this two-tone. So look at it over there. All right, this side's done and the other's not. So you can look and see what you like best. Okay, so this is the little leaves on this side. And I don't have them on the other side, so we can decide if we want them over here. Okay. Of course, I'm going to, but if you were happy without them, you could leave it without them. Right? It's easier to turn this and have them come in towards you. Okay. And I just use a little bit of daybreak and sap. Okay. And that's that too. There you go. You like it? Just kind of fun. And there's a couple of little things you can do. You can take your liner, your strip liner, or your identity pen, whichever, and I can make that inky. And you can come out here because we use a little bit of licorice. You can outline a couple of these leaves. Sometimes I like that. Sometimes I won't go around the whole leaf. Okay. I need more licorice that's inky. Okay. And it's kind of like it's a very loose wiggle. And it's not perfect. If it's perfect, it'll look like a color book, like you exactly did something. All right. See, it's just really loose. Darn it, I keep touching it. That made me think I could flick it. All right, we could take a licorice one out there instead of just green. Only because we put the black out there already. All right, and then I'm gonna sign with this. Okay, so I could put a couple little things on here. I got rid of all of my toothbrushes are in my other room, I bet you. Oh, here's one. I can take and wet this and get it into. I can test it someplace else, but I can just put a few distress marks and fly speck it up here close to my pumpkin. And then maybe down here. You do that with black or white. And there we are. Especially you saw me drop a couple of things and I'm like, oh, dots and stuff. There we are. All right. I hope you like it. It's a different fall piece. And I'm doing a little bit of pink. And somebody said it's in celebration of it's my first great granddaughter's birthday and the next month. And we just had a second great granddaughter and Eden. So we have Alani and Eden. So there's our pinks for the year. Okay. All right. So this is the one I did before. All right. And that's all color shift on that one. And I put the glass fragment of fresh color. And so there you go. This one's all different. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.